Hi everyone. It's Wednesday, it's 5 o'clock. So, as you know, I like to do a Wednesday live at 5 just to give you an update on everything Supermums. But you'll be really pleased to hear that this week it's not just me. I've actually brought a guest with me. I see she's got a lovely slide deck that she's prepared for today for you. So, today's session is focused on public sector solutions cloud and how it's shaping the way services are delivered in today's digital world. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined today by Jaya Jah, who brings an expertise in this space and will help us to understand the bigger picture as well as practical opportunities for learners and professionals. So, Jaya, thank you for joining us today. Could you briefly start by introducing yourself and your expertise?
Thank you so much, Lynn, for your invitation. Hi, everyone. My name is Jaya Jah, and I am a Salesforce consultant with an experience of more than 8 years in this field. I started my journey with LTI Mindtree in the year 2016, started working as a Salesforce admin and then as a developer with the projects of healthcare domain and gaming domain. Cut to 2019 when I decided to switch my company to IBM and explore more opportunities inside Salesforce, where I was stationed as a Salesforce DevOps and a Salesforce release manager. In both of these experiences, there is one thing that I learned that how Salesforce or how greatly Salesforce helps the companies by providing their services and making their life easier. In both of these companies, I got to work for healthcare services. And cut to 2021 when I decided to take a break from my academics and move to UK after completion of the course in 2022. I decided to start again as Salesforce freelance consultant. Now, I got the opportunity of working in retail sector and e-commerce sector. Here, after coming from a gaming domain and pharmaceuticals domain, when you work in retail and e-commerce, you get lots of opportunities for not only revising your development skills, but also my DevOps and release management skills. I got an opportunity to start one project of mine from initiation to completion, from strategy, planning, implementation, and monitoring phase. 2025 was the year when I decided to move from UK to India, back where I started as a release manager with a healthcare sector company. Here I got a hang and understanding of how can public sector solutions cloud help the government to provide a good and a greater service. Why is it important? Because it helps to deliver the government, it helps to deliver faster, more efficient, and transparent services to citizens. Just like Lean said right now about the digital world and what are the challenges can a government companies face? They might struggle with paperwork, they might struggle with complicated rules, some delays as well. And in order to overcome the challenge, we need a fast, trusted, and secure resource to do that. That's why when I received an opportunity of being the release manager and the developer for a team of 10 members working for a healthcare sector, I decided to work for this. And now, when I have relocated to Sweden, I decided to mentor with supermoms. And here I am as a community champion.
Amazing. It's really helpful, gives us a really strong foundation and understanding why this matters now. So, I mean, what challenges in the public sector, how does it help to solve these challenges? That would be probably a good question for our listeners.
Yeah. So consider a use case where somebody wants to generate a license or permit from any government organization. Generally, what you do, you go to that organization and ask for that form. And when you get a physical form, yes, you write all the data and your first name, last name, but you are prone to making mistakes.
Yeah, of
So
course.
when you go digitally, yeah. So when you go and do it digitally, the entire The entire work is very safe and it is less prone to mistakes. It is fast, it is trusted and secure, flexible and scalable. And after all, digital first is the motto of today's world.
That's so true. I mean, how can trainees benefit from using public sector solutions cloud? Again, that's something that I'm sure will be on a lot of people's lips today.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what kind of trainees are you actually pointing to. First, if you look into the Supermoms organization, we produce Salesforce admin, Salesforce developers, Salesforce consultants. So an admin will get the hang of all point and click functions inside the public sector solutions cloud. A developer will understand the entire platform and will develop the complex logic that people relate to when it comes to governmental organizations. A consultant just doesn't know about a consultant is a person who not only knows about the platform but also can help with point and click functions and can tell the client that what is exactly needed or what is exactly required for the company. So there are three type of persons that we are training here. And by gaining hands-on experience with real life digital tools, real life use cases used in government organizations, I am sure that they are going to be really useful resources for their upcoming companies.
Yeah, I think that, and a great insight. Absolutely, I think you've covered off what type of career paths it could open up. So, do you
Right.
need a technical background to get started in this space?
Yeah. A person has to understand the basic Salesforce. What I mean to say, if a person who is a Salesforce admin can actually understand the kind of objects that are introduced in Salesforce Public Solutions Cloud. For now, if I go to the presentation and I can show you
Great, thank
the,
you. That's really good.
yeah, if you can see the heading, it is mapping core CRM to public sector solutions. In the
Yeah,
standard CRM concept, there are objects like contact and account. Anyone who has used Salesforce will obviously know that this is inside the Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. And Sales Cloud and Service Cloud are the core clouds of Salesforce. Now, the equivalent objects are nothing but the constituent and household. Please make I am making sure that I have put a word called mapping and not saying that they are exact same objects. Okay? Why?
yeah,
Because in public sector solutions, these objects mean little difference, but yes, they function same as the accounts and contacts. The case and opportunity, they can be mapped similar to the individual application. Task and flow are mapped as action plans. Custom objects for rules can be mapped as regulatory code. Lead qualification can be mapped as eligibility rules. However, if you go ahead, I can give you a brief description of all these objects in the later slides. But for now, since we are at the introductory stage, I'm sure this is enough for you guys.
that's really great. Again, I mean, part of what we're doing in Supermums is we've got community champions and community groups, and public
Right.
sector is it seems to be a really big interest across the board. Have you got another slide to show us, Jaya?
Yeah. Yeah. Lynn, before going forward, I would like to address one more thing for our listeners that it does develop practical skills in case management, data handling, workflow automation, and service delivery, which are highly valuable in today's job market. And if you see the objects and if you see the skills related to it, you can easily develop the use case and be very efficient in public sector solutions cloud.
That's brilliant. That's really great. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I'm going to my next slide, which shows the data model of PSS. So if you see the public sector solutions, that is an industry cloud, the base of it, platform, service cloud, sales cloud, experience cloud. Any person who might be knowing bit of Salesforce or a person who has got a hang of Salesforce, being the Salesforce admin, can easily understand the importance of platform, the cloud, service cloud, and the sales cloud. Like I said in my previous topic, that they are the core clouds of Salesforce, and consider them as a brick to build the entire PSS. Experience Cloud. Do you know why we use Experience Cloud?
Is that a question?
Yeah, for the listeners, of course. But yeah, obviously, I can answer that. Like, if you want your work to be shown on a big screen in a website, how do you develop that website? That is an experience for the users, and that we develop using Experience Cloud. Consider these as the base bricks. And then there is this public sector solutions data model. What does this data model contain? The foundation is obviously the objects. And don't fear, the objects are named differently, but yes, they do function similar to what we have seen in the Sales Cloud. You know, the difference between the Service Cloud and Public Sector Solutions Cloud is there is a wall of governmental terms, which might sound like jargons to you right now, but once you get to know of it, I am sure you can do it. So here are the objects that we see regularly in our cloud: business regulatory authorization, individual application, regulatory code. One should also understand the importance of the workflow and compliance, action plans, document checklist items, grant management. Think of it like this way, like consider a use case. You want to fill up a form, and that for that form, you want to verify the signature, verify someone's billing address, verify someone's home address. How are you doing it? Step by step inside the action plan, inside the documents checklist items. Grant management is another thing. The third and most important one is Omni Studio. The reason why I say it is the most important one is because, Lynn, you asked me a question that do we need to have any understanding of Salesforce, or do we need to understand any other cloud to understand public sector solutions cloud? The answer is yes. One who has got hang of Service Cloud also will easily understand the importance of Omni Studio. What is Omni Studio? It is an automation tool which helps to in our problem solving skills. Okay,
Yeah.
and these Omni Studio is used inside our PSS as Omni scripts and Flex cards. The next one and the last one is the business rule engine, where in this part the coding and logic part is involved. Expression sets are used. Now, after using this public sector solutions data model, we come to industry common layer. I am not deep diving into public sector solutions cloud today because there are so much to it. Just get the introductory part of this, and then we can get hang of whatever things are needed in the later stages. So there is this benefit management, social program management, provider management, investigative care management, talent recruitment management, employee experience, emergency program management, grant making, inspection management, licensing, and permitting. The kind of government offices like tax services, like driving services, like a school teaching some language. All
Yeah.
these governmental organizations can easily be helped by public service sector cloud.
That's great. And, I think you saying about using bricks, I mean, I love that because, when we often talk about people building, but obviously building on skills that they have, for impact and relevance. So I think building is always a great, a great, a suggestion. So
Right.
did I see that you had a slide on an actual sorry, somebody, do you know what, the joys of working from home, someone just walked in my room. Anyway, that's the joys of working from home. It just completely distracted me. They just waved at me, but I've ignored them.
Yeah,
Anyway, carry
yeah,
on. Yes, absolutely. I was going to say, did you have a little video
yeah,
for us to watch? Thank you.
yeah. I did. I did. So I have this quick overview of PSS given by
Brilliant.
the Salesforce itself, and I wanted to play it for our listeners.
Thank you.
Salesforce public sector solutions help
It keeps freezing. That's such a shame.
support thriving communities with packaged applications like
Are you saying something, Liam?
Yeah, it just keeps freezing. So that's such a shame. The joys of tech.
Mhm,
I don't know whether maybe what we'll do, if it's okay with
mhm.
you, is
Yeah.
I mean, that's such a shame. Why don't you share that with me and then I can put it into the chat so people can watch that in their own time? Would that be okay?
Yeah, sure. I can do that.
Great, thank you. And apologies for that because I was looking forward to watching that, but I will be watching it straight after the session. So, I mean, can we just move on then
Yeah,
and
I can
just talk?
understand. But it's
That's okay.
okay.
I mean, shall we talk a little bit about mentoring and mutual learning? Because I know that this is a big part of what you do, because our community is not only learning a course, for example, but it's also, learning from each other and learning together. And I think, from my side, how does mentoring create mutual learning opportunities from your side?
You know, Lynn, I have been mentoring 2 to 3 people inside Superman since a month. And
And
quite
we're
right,
very
I have been
grateful.
enjoying that.
We're extremely grateful to you, I must say.
Yeah, I love to work and I love Salesforce. That's why I'm mentoring people to understand Salesforce. The best part of being a mentor is the communication and the collaboration between
Yeah.
people. I am enough flexible to be present for my mentees whenever they need me. And this strengthens not my communications and problem solving skills, but it also gives me a complete new picture of what kind of problems any young person or any person who is new to Salesforce can bring in front of me, and how do I solve it. Besides, I do not just solve it, I have to make the other person understand about it. So, it I a mentor is not only providing just guidance, but also the industry insights and flexible support. And what do
Absolutely.
we get? Yeah, what do we get from mentees? Their fresh ideas and their different ways of thinking. That's why I say that becoming a mentor and being a mentee is a collaborative effort, and both the parties are equally benefited.
Yeah. I mean, what advice would you give someone, that was thinking about wanting to become a mentor?
Always have strategy. What do you want to speak in front of your mentee? Don't confuse them. And always keep a smiling face so that they feel that you are enough open to take any questions.
I love that. I love that. Keep smiling. That's one of my sayings. I think it's great to hear how mentoring works both ways, and strengthens not only the community learning, but for yourself as well.
Right.
But just to finish up today, I mean, it's been a really great session. We absolutely appreciate you as a mentor. We are so excited to have you as one of our community champions, and I'm sure that our listeners and our watchers can understand why. But I'm just going to do you a quick fire 3 questions. Is that okay with you?
Oh, sure. Go ahead, please.
Okay. So just before we wrap up, then I'd love to ask you 3 questions. So, what is one common myth about public sector technology?
Is the most common myth about public sector solutions cloud is it is similar to service cloud. which it isn't.
Okay, good to know. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you. Do you want to say any more to that, or should we just take it that the answer's no?
I mean, just one more sentence that yes, the objects can function similar way, but they are obviously not similar.
Okay.
I
Okay,
mean,
good.
they are not the same, but yes, they can have similar functionality. But
Okay,
it is
great.
not service cloud, and and the logic is enough complex in governmental organizations as compared to any other organizations.
Okay, great. Thank you. Question number 2. What is one skill everyone should focus on developing right now?
Right now, read Trailhead, understand Salesforce admin, and get the hang of Omni Studio if you want to start with Public Sector Solutions Cloud.
Great. I think foundational knowledge is always admin, in my opinion. Would
Right.
you? This isn't that question, but would you agree that admin is the first course for anyone to do?
I agree with you completely, Lynn.
Okay. So the last question is, what one piece of advice would you give someone that's just starting out? That might cross over on the last question, but anyway, you can answer that.
I mean, I have got my mentees who have just started out as a Salesforce person,
Yeah.
and just do the homework, join Superman, try understanding the use cases, come up with a solution, and your mentors are there to help you. Yes, initially the words might look like jargons to you, but you will get hang of. Besides, if you understand English, the terms are very similar. So start relating every term to whatever you see in your daily life, and you will understand Salesforce.
That's great. That's absolutely brilliant. I genuinely thank you so much, Jaya. It's been real insightful conversation. I'm sure the audience has taken away some really valuable ideas and inspiration, absolutely from you. To everyone watching, thank you for joining us today. If you'd like to learn more, find Jaya. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to connect with you on LinkedIn. Send her a DM, or you can always come via me, and I would be happy to share any questions that you have with her. But from my side, I look forward to another community champion next week. It's been really nice to do this with someone else, because as you know, normally it's just me gabbling on for 30 minutes. So thank you so much. Thank you, Jaya. Did you have anything that you wanted to add before we finish up?
I think you were clear since the starting about how the entire video would look, and I'm quite happy to record this video with you, Lynn. Thank you so much for your time.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you, Jaya. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and I'll see you next week. Take care.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Bye.